Do it. Y'all clap it up for yourselves. Clap it up for yourselves. I thank you guys. Thank you guys for letting me become a part of your program today. I'm honored, BJ, to be here, of course. This is the homie. When he say come through, I'm coming through. But it's a pleasure to be here, man. I'm gonna probably get a lot more out of this than you guys. So I get a lot out of coming and sewing into you guys. First, I want to know how many people here ready to change their lives today? We're going to change some lives today. Today is going to be a day we're going to look at it from a whole new perspective. Everything's about perspective, right? And so my name is Stan Long, of course. I'm an author. But before I became an author, I was far from, I didn't even think I could write a book. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But Blackbird Melly is also on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. We're turning this into a film as we speak. I'm correcting some things with my screenplay. I had written a screenplay maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And so now I'm revamping it because it's time for me to put it on the big screen. I was blessed to meet a young lady, Vera Katz. How many heard of her? Vera Katz. Vera Katz is an older lady who taught at Howard University for 35 years. She taught acting and directing. She taught, okay, I'll give a shortcut. Vera Katz put Taraji Henson into Hollywood. The guy who played, was it Michael B. Jordan? Him in Hollywood. A bunch of people who play some prominent roles all the way back from Debbie Allen on all the way back up, right? So you'll see a lot of people say, thank you, Vera Katz. Thank you, Vera Katz. Well, she happens to take a liking to Stan Long, and so now she's teaching me directing lessons, and I'm going to put my film on the big screen instead of having to shoot it independent, right? And so this is all God business. You'll hear me say God a lot when I'm speaking because that's who saved me, right? So we get into my story. Stan Long is the author. He is the CEO of Spotlight Over the City, which is growing to be one of the #1 internet shows, period. Actually, we're not just in D.C., we're in Atlanta and Philly. We're just all over the place. We have correspondents in different places, right? So that's a blessing in itself. What else I do, BJ? I'm a motivational speaker. That's just by nature. That's just what I like to do, motivate people. So I do that just by nature. What else? Anyway, we'll stop there because I want to get to know you guys, and I want to mesh my story with you guys' story. So, back growing up in my childhood, I had a very unstable childhood. Like I grew up in all projects. I don't know what that was about. I don't know if it was a trick. I don't know, but I thank God today. But it was really harsh. Like everywhere I lived, we used to have to make decisions on if we were gonna pay the bill or eat. That kind of situation. Only child, so it wasn't like I was scrambling with siblings. Scrambling with me and mom, right? Single mom. How many people grew up with their dads in their life in here? All the men. Raise your hand. Single parents, just moms? Raise your hand. That's most of our story, right? Sadly enough. Some dads are doing an amazing job, thank God. I'm trying to be one of those dads, but I grew up with a single mom, and we lived in different places. So we would live in this place, and before I knew it, we was in another place. Instability creates something in you. It gives you an uncertainty, right? It makes you feel away. So I would move to Philly. Then we lived in Delaware. Then we would come back to the DMV. Then we would go to, and so I ended up here going to school the majority of my time living here. Got involved with the wrong crowd. Around 14, 15, I started acting out a little bit in school, getting in trouble. Met a guy that introduced me to the drug scene. He had bags and bags and bags of marijuana. Bales, what we say. He had bales. He was 16, but he had lost his mother and his father in a car accident at 9 years old. So his brother was raising him, or his brother was a drug dealer. So his brother introduced him to selling drugs at a young age, and then here comes Stan Long. This becomes my best friend, right? I identified with this young man for some reason. There was something about this young man and his pain that he went through every day, and every walk that he took, I can identify. So he became like a brother. So one day he called me over. He said, Stan, change your life. I'm going to show you how to get some money. And of course, that sounds good. You're 15, 16 years old. You're going to get some money. You're going to get out the projects. You're going to save your mother. Okay, cool. So long story short, that turned into a whole journey of selling drugs, being a kingpin, having all kind of things happen from all the way up to my 28th birthday. I remember I started at 15 and I got heavy in the street. By the time I was 24, 25, I was deep in the drug game, like deep, deep, deep. Never went to prison. Never get a snitch jacket. Never did none of that, right? Blessed. All God. So when I was 23, I owned a beauty and barber supply store called Blainsburg Beauty and Barber Supply Store. If you ever, how many heard of Blainsburg Barber School? out in Maryland. It's a barber school that's one of the only barber schools in Maryland, actually. A guy named Gil used to own it. And I went there, but I was offered the space next door, right? He offered me the space next door, which was a vacant carpet place. So I bought it. He came up, he said, "What are you going to do, big man?" I don't know why they call me big man. I always been this size. Yeah, big man, what you going to do, big man? And so I said, "I'm going to take the space." He said, "What you going to make it?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm going to make it." I didn't even know what I was going to do with the space. I just knew I wanted something. I wanted something. How many times you just want something? You don't even know, you just want something to just make a difference in your life. You don't want to be looked at as a loser. You can't tell people what you do because you sell drugs. Your mother's friends embarrassed because they know you sell drugs. Your mother embarrassed because she don't want nobody to know you sell drugs. But she take the money, but she don't want to. So anyway, that was my story, right? I always wanted to do better. I always wanted something. I always wanted to make my mother proud. Like I wanted her to be like, yeah, he's somebody. I can tell my friends what this joker do now, right? And it took a long time though, right? So 28th birthday came around. They tried to kidnap me out of my beauty and barber supply store on my 28th birthday. 4 gunmen come in and they tie me up and long story short, I'm here, right? They bust me in my head, they put guns in my mouth, knocked my teeth out, this and that. Head was swollen up this big, right? But they didn't kill me. But prior to that, Tanya Blunt. How many remember Tanya Blunt? She used to be, shout out Tanya Blunt, bad boy. She had signed the bad boy, right? So she was on her high horse, BJ, and she would call me, and she was signed the bad boy. She was broke as hell. So she needed me to come pick her up and take her somewhere, right? Broker than a mug, right? I said, dang it, bad boy got her broke. But I go pick Tanya up. I drive around to her shows. Long story short, man, she gave me a Bible. She gave me a Bible, y'all. She said, Stan, you a good dude, but you gonna go to jail or hell. And I was like, for real, Tanya? She was like, yeah, bro, you going fast. Like, you going fast. You going to jail or hell. So I started reading that Bible one day in my store. I was bored. I just cracked that Bible and started reading that Bible, y'all. And something happened. And I never can explain to y'all what happened, but something changed my life around that day. I started reading, and I called my mother. I remember getting on that phone. And I said, Mom, guess what? I got a Bible. And she started hollering and hallelujah and all this stuff, right? I didn't even tell her what's going on. See, y'all, thank you, Jesus. And I'm like, nah, Mom, Sam, I got to ask you something, though. Where did you start reading the Bible? Right? This is how lost I am. I don't even know where you're supposed to start. She said, well, Genesis means beginning, baby. Just start right there. I hung up the phone. She screaming hard. My mother cried and everything on the phone, y'all. You know why? Because my mother thought I would be dead way before I even got to a Bible. My mother thought she would get the call about me, being in prison or doing life. All my friends are doing life plus 30, one of them, 400 some months, 500 months, that kind of time, fair time. I don't know the years. 400 months was that, a lot. This is my friends, right? This is what they had. And so it was just me. I had nobody. Only child, right? So now I graduated. My mother done moved to Germany. I'm out here by myself. So when I called my mother to tell her about it, she was in Germany. And I called her and I said, I opened up this store. And I was so proud of myself. And I just remember her saying, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. And I just felt deflated because you spend your lifetime trying to be impressive. I finally got out the street. I'm not selling dope and blah, blah, blah. But that changed my mind that day. That made me decide that I'm going to live my life for myself. I don't care who I can impress. I'm going to impress God. I'm going to change my life around. And I stopped selling drugs. It had nothing to do with me being kidnapped. Had nothing to do with none of that. I decided I wanted better for my life. All my friends was getting, all I did was buy T-shirts and bury people. Buy T-shirts and bury people. It grew to y'all cycle now. Y'all buy T-shirts and bury people. R.I.P. this person. Free this person. This was the lifestyle we was living in the 80s. Right? Same thing. Buying T-shirts, burying people. Buying T-shirts, burying people. Got old. So then we fast forward to this new life. And I decided I'm going to become a motivational speaker. And I'm going to go back to these places where I used to sell dope. And these places where I used to be a mess and creating a mess. And I'm going to grab these young men up. And I'm going to tell them that somebody care about them. And I'm going to get them. And I'm going to sow something. And so here we go. Here I am. I'm saying I'm going to sow something into y'all. So what I'm going to sow today, I'm going to start telling y'all some stories that changed my life around. Somebody told me this story when I was in the trenches. And I was like, wow, where did he get it? So it's the story of the bamboo tree. How many of you ever heard of the bamboo tree, the story of the bamboo tree? Okay, this is my favorite story because it definitely changed something about my spirit. The bamboo tree, What BJ say? Yeah, now look, yeah, this old head, yeah.
I just noticed you keep asking questions
Only the old heads gonna know. Okay, so I'm gonna get to y'all then. So y'all gonna be able to relate to the story though, cause y'all been in the trenches and this all that matters. This is a bamboo tree. The bamboo tree is a tree that takes a period of time to grow. So every year you gotta water this tree, water this year. Year number 2, water this tree. Now it comes up though. You just water this tree. Every day you have to do this for 5 years consecutively. Water this tree, 5 years straight. So every year when you're in the trenches, that's what it looks like for you. You look like you're not making no progress. Sometimes something happens and you get stepped back. You might have a court case. You might, your parents got separated. Something happens in your life that'll make a trench for you and look like you're going backwards. Look like you're going this way. And all the time, you're still moving, but you look like you're on this treadmill. And that's that trench that looks like with that bamboo tree. 5 years comes. In that fifth year, in 6 weeks' time, the bamboo tree sprouts up to 90 feet. 90 feet. So picture a basketball go 10 feet. Then stack another one, that's 20 feet. 90 feet in 6 weeks. How does that happen? So how come we don't believe that we could be in them trenches and don't see nothing, but something getting sown and stand long showed up, start sowing some seed in your life, and people start sowing in you. BJ showed up, start sowing some seed in your life, but you don't think it's making no difference. But then all of a sudden, that one thing, that one person that God gonna put in front of your life, because some people don't think nothing gonna happen in their life, and they right. And then some people think everything gonna happen in their life, and they right. This is who you gonna be. It's perspective. So that one person can come in your life, that one person. It don't have to be me or BJ and change your whole life around, but if you want it. And it could be that's that 5th year and that 6th week. That 6th week, 90 feet. But what if they would have stopped watering it the 3rd year? What if he would have missed a couple of months the 4th year? That 5th year, he totally gave up on that watering situation. Tree dead. So this is how we live our life. We have to understand you're going to go through a whole bunch of situations. There's going to be some setbacks. There's going to be some things that make you say, why did I take that journey? Why am I even listening to that Stan Long fella? He don't know my story. He don't know that my mother on crack. He don't know my father in the penitentiary. He don't know that I got to take care of my little brother. He don't know that I'm almost homeless. He don't know I don't know where I'm going to get my next meal. He been all that, though. Then God showed up. And he made me I've been driving Mercedes and all this since the 80s. Right? Nothing that new to me, none of that stuff. But I'm back now sowing seeds to people who don't even think they can drive them. Because when I was younger than y'all, I thought that was for white people. I only saw Cadillacs in my neighborhood because only pimps lived in my neighborhood. And in them days, if you was a pimp, you got a Cadillac. It was Ben 100. It wasn't no Benzes in our neighborhood because who was going to drive them? I didn't see white people till we moved out of projects. White people didn't come in the projects. Not my projects. No, they didn't come nowhere near. So I didn't see a drug dealer driving a Benz. I saw him driving Cadillacs. The pimps, they drove Cadillacs. Mr. Brother, he had 4 of them. He's my neighborhood hero. Mr. Brother. Mr. Brother. Mr. Brother, yeah, I found your dope, Mr. Brother. And we moved out that neighborhood because I found your dope. And I'm sorry that I did that. But I took you though. So anyway, I did that in real life, and this is a true story of my life. It's written in this book. And I really did find Mr. Brother's heroin, and we did find 10,000 wrapped down with the heroin. I threw the heroin in the street, and I took the 10,000 cash, and that's how I finally got out the projects. That's a real true story. And so Mr. Brother was a famous dope dealer and the biggest pimp I ever knew. And he lived in the next building from me. He stashed all his heroin and money. So Mr. Brother, I hope you, I don't hope death on you, but hopefully you real old or you passed on by now because I'm 50. So you gotta be like 103 or something like that. So yes, I took it. And I liked your daughter. I'm just saying. So all I'm simply saying is that's probably why he didn't kill me, because I wanted to date his daughter Kim. And so at the end of the day, people was telling people that I took Mr. Brother dope, and that's why we hurried up and moved. And that is really why we hurried up and moved in the real story. So all I'm saying is it was people in my life like a Mr. Brother though would always say, you better than them kids around here. You need to get your life together. Like he would always say stuff to me. I had another guy, Mr. Boyd, at the rep. He wouldn't let me play like the other kids. He would say, boy, you need to get over here and blah, blah, blah. And da-da-da. And I say, why you don't say nothing about none of that to none of these kids? He said, because they not you. I see something in you. And so I ain't had no dad. So my dad used to leave me on the steps. Y'all, how many people remember longing for a dad when you go watch other people play sports and stuff and they daddy show up? And then you'd be like, man, damn, daddy. Like, okay, where my daddy? Like, okay, so why this brother ain't showing up? And then my daddy was a liar, so he would say he gonna come every week, right? So this joker got me sitting on the curb though. Like, my friends be clowning me, y'all. I don't know if y'all, my friends was wild. So they be like, you a Bama, your father, this sucker ain't gonna come. You wait, because they want me to go play football. So they gonna go on me, because if I stand there, I ain't gonna go play football. I'm sitting on this curb waiting, because my father said this week he come for real. They coming back from playing football. I heard him dug off in the building, because I can't look like I've been sitting here waiting for my father. He ain't come. Just every week. Every week. So then I would fight him. Don't say no, my father not coming. I'm punching your face. Like I'm going to get in my feelings, because I know he ain't coming. But I'm hoping and wishing. And he never came. He never came. So that's why I learned how to trust in God, y'all. Because I learned a principle that God wasn't far away. He was in me. That's why they said the body was a temple. I learned that if I prayed and believed that he would really answer a prayer. I learned those things because he showed up. My father never showed up. They called me to tell me my father was dead on a Monday. They was burying him on a Wednesday. I couldn't cry a tear. I didn't know him. So I sat on the front line and consoled his family members. And they said, you so strong. I said, I'm so foreign. I don't know that man. I don't know his birthday. I don't know what he did for a living. I don't know how old he is. I don't know where he lived. But I'm his only son. How am I cry? So I know y'all situation. I remember I stopped playing sports because I ain't had nobody come watch me play. All my neighborhood homeboys would come. And they'd be like, you good, bruh? And I'd be like, I'm cool on this. Why? Because my mother ain't out there in the stands. My father ain't out there in the stands. And I don't have no siblings. But all of my homeboys' family members would be out there saying, yeah! And they was sorry. But they family came. So then again, it made me feel less than. I ain't even good enough to get somebody to come watch me play sports. So I quit. They come knock on my door. The coaches knock on my door. Don't quit, bro. We'll pay for your uniforms. I tell you, Mo, we're going to get you to the games, this and that. I said, it ain't worth it. Who am I impressed? Y'all already know I can play. She ain't never seen me play. So I understand. So what y'all got to know is there's somebody that do care about y'all. It's somebody that'll get down in the trenches with y'all and say, y'all could be somebody. Y'all somebody right now. This CEO shirt ain't just for me. This CEO shirt for whoever want to be a CEO. So whatever you do, do it good. So how do I become a CEO? What's your passion? Your passion is your purpose. Do you have a passion? What wakes you up in the morning without that dumb clock? What makes you have a life to say, I'm getting up today by myself. I got something to do. Who say that? I wake up every day. I don't have no alarm clock. By 6:30, I'm up. The sun rising. I got to speak to God and do business. What's your purpose? Just to wake up and be? If you wake up, and the first thing to do in the daytime is get your head clear. As soon as you wake up, just get quiet for a minute. Thank God for your breath. If you don't do nothing else, thank God. If you're waking up and baking, messing up your day already. How do I know? Because I did that. Been up for years. A 3-5 a day. What you talking about? What? I ain't saying nothing. Ain't none of y'all saying nothing. I'm an OG. I ain't dead. I'm the OG. Every day. We being real, right? Can we talk?
Yeah.
Every day.
We put that on one.
Then the homies call. Yeah, I'm with you though. Then the homies call, right? Then the homies call. Cause when you smoking, you gonna find it. Smokers got an excuse for everything. I used to smoke so much, everything was a J away, 2 J's away, like that. Okay, how far we gotta go? About a J away. I mean, I smoke a joint, I'd be there. About 2 hours, about 3 joints. About 3 J's away. Every single thing I did was based on what was going on with that. All my friends smoked, so they was like, hey, you ain't got no reefer? We got some reefer. Come on my house, blood, I got you. So then you find a way to be passive every day. So that 1 joint, about an hour and a half. 2 if it's good, if it's gas, 3. When you smoke 2 back to back, you in a coma. You in a coma. So guess what? I'm not joking, because y'all know I'm 100. You in a coma. By lunchtime, you in a coma. Then you got to get something to eat. Then 2 o'clock comes. What the hell you do?
No.
You smoke reefer all day. Well, of course you ain't got no goals, no dreams. You high. So I'm not never telling nobody not to smoke. It's the most potent plant. It's the most useful plant in the world. It should never been legal, illegal. This and that. It's not. Nothing they saying it is. It's not. But what I'm saying is anything you do too much of is abusive.
Yeah.
I don't care what it is. If you do too much of it, it's abusive. So what we got to do is have a plan. When you got a plan, you got a purpose. So write stuff down. The Lord say, write it down, make it plain. Write it down. I got these notes. I don't ever look at them. But I do write it down. So I wrote it down. I had supposed to been talking about this stuff on these notes, but it's come from the heart. So I forgot about the notes. So what I'm saying is you write it down and make it plain every day. What you going to do tomorrow? The same thing you did today if you don't write nothing down. You're going to wake up, you're going to bake, you're going to go find something to do that ain't productive. Who you hanging around? Look at your friends. How successful are they? Not to knock nobody friends. Because I got some way up here friends and some way down here friends. But who you hanging with? Every day, who you hanging with? Because if you hang around people that's doing unsuccessful stuff, it's going to rub right off on you because it's a pattern that they setting for you. I'm not here to preach. I'm just being honest with you. This was my life. So then I start gravitating who had reefer and who was going to do what I wanted to do. And you know why? Because it made me comfortable every day. I didn't want to get uncomfortable. Well, you got to get uncomfortable to be successful. You're going to have to do some things that ain't calling for the happy feelings and the this and that. You're going to have to curve some of these girl conversations. Because they ain't talking about getting no bag. You got to cut it off something.
Yeah.
They going to hold you down. Yeah, she cute, but what her credit score look like? Yeah, she fat, but do she got ambition?
Benefits.
What kind of benefits she got? And if she can benefit you and you can't benefit her, is it really a benefit?
No.
So both of y'all got to start looking for some benefits. So see, that's not a distraction no more. If you get a girl that just want to hump all day and take you to the movies and blow with you, she's a distraction. She's planted there on purpose. There's a reason why she's there. But you got to move past that. You got to say, oh, nah, you got to, I curve. I do what I call sucker duck. I'm a sucker duck you. Yeah, I'm going to weave you. I'm going to curve you. I got to. Know why? Because I got some direction. And so every day when I wake up and I get on the phone, and if you talking about some fools, why you ain't called me yesterday? You know, oh, let me call you back. You know why? Because you ain't told me nothing to help me get no bag. You ain't talking about how much you can type nothing. You ain't looked up nothing on YouTube for me. You ain't called no exec. You ain't wrote down nothing on paper. So then what's the benefit? Good sex? That's going to run short, fellas.
You get tired of that.
You'll get tired of that. It ain't going to be so good so long. So all I'm saying is it's a distraction. It's a distraction. It's a distraction. We got short time here. We got short time here. It's time to build something. It's time for us men to build something. Come together and build something. This is where we are now. Look at what's going on around you. Don't wait for it to hit your neighborhood. It's going on around you right now. The government's shutting down, going on. We got the idiotest president in the world. And he is not going to change his mind. So you got to change yours. So how many weeks did it take that bamboo to grow? How much time? How much time did it take?
5 years, 6 weeks.
Who said 5 weeks? 5 years. How long did it take?
Then you said 5 years. You had it for 5 years.
And then how many? 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
It took 5 years, 6 weeks. They say 5 years, but it really took 5 years and 6 weeks, bro. That's how long it took for that bamboo. Now, how long is it gonna take for us to get our goals and ambitions together? Don't let it be 5 years, bro. We already wasted 5 years. I smelled it on you. He was like this. 5 more damn years. No. That's not what we're here for. Today is a new day, new way, right? Change your mind, change your grind. Change your mind, change your grind. Change your mind, change your grind, right? So we gotta renew it. It's time to renew it. We're gonna renew our mind. We're gonna do something different. No more waking and baking. We're gonna put it. If you gotta bake, why not wait till after the sun go down when you ain't got nothing else to do and you can kick up? It's like happy hour.